We talk about maybe the dumbest safety in the league, Brandon Merriweather, because he goes helmet to helmet on Eddie Lacy. He knocks out Eddie Lacy with a concussion. He did this with the Bears too, and he did it with the Patriots. And I'm surprised he hasn't been fined $1 million already. And then he goes helmet to helmet on James Starks and knocks himself out of the game.
Yeah, after not playing almost all of last year and not playing last week and having his first game back, and he's going to solidify the Redskins defensive secondary. And then,
he just doesn't get it.
No, to be fair, the earlier concussions he gave himself might have affected his decision-making in this game.
Very true.
like he might actually have mental health issues now.
Were you guys impressed? I mean, Eddie Lacy's out, James Starks comes in, or is it just the Mike McCarthy system that basically works for James Starks?
I love the Packers. I think that they lost the first game because they were up against a phenomenal team in the 49ers.
On the road.
Yeah, on the road. I think they're going to win a hell of a lot of games. I think they're
going to win the division. I mean, no doubt.
I don't have money on that. I think their running game is surprisingly good. That's what I watched the preseason games and I was like, oh, look at that running game.
Out of anything, what I saw with the Redskins yesterday, RG3 just can't really run yet.
Right, no,
I mean, it shows how limited offensively they are.
You know, a couple of scrambles.
He threw for over 300, though.
He did, but it was the same as the first week. Like, it was all in the second half. I mean, he's my quarterback in my league, and you know, I didn't intend to get him, but I ended up with him, and then thought, great, because it's like I forgot that he was coming back from an injury, and so I didn't. And then I let Michael Vick go as a backup. It was just foolishness. I had a terrible year putting teams together, but he looks. It looks wrong, and these stats, you know, he put together back-to-back pretty good fantasy days because of these second halves. But when the game is on the line, he looks terrible.
Yeah,
and there's something.
Looks
the Redskins look, and they look terrible on defense. The Redskins are a potential team that I thought was a good bet to go over 8.5 wins. We're 2 games in. It's premature. They played the Eagles in the first Chip Kelly game, where I suspect almost anybody's defense would have looked really bad, and then they play the Packers in Green Bay. It's possible the Redskins figure it out. Those are 2 incredibly tough matches. Right now, that looks like a 4-12 team.
4 rushes for 1 yard is what he had. You're taking away a huge component of their team. I mean, that is a huge.
There were a couple moments where he avoided sacks and got 5 yards. He ended up losing a lot of yards on a designed run, which brought him. But like where you think, okay, like if he does that 3 or 4 more times, he might start having the confidence.
Also, you know, having a good quarterback makes your defense really good too. Because I mean, that's what Peyton Manning did with the Colts for many, many years. That defense kind of sucked, but they're good enough to maintain a lead. So Manning gives them a nice lead. He's on the field for a long time. Defense doesn't play much, and then they just pass rush like crazy. That's why Dwight Freeney was so excellent, because he's the pass rush specialist. He's not that great against the run. What's happening with the Redskins is that RG3 is having a terrible season. They're
starting slow.
Yeah, they're starting slow, and then the defense kind of gets blitzed. And, you know, that lack of confidence kind of permeates the whole team. They play badly. I mean, defense, a lot of it is about, you know, confidence and effort and desire. And if it's not there because you don't believe in the offense. Yeah.
Long walks on the beach.
Yeah.
All right, congratulations. I don't have to say anything because you guys are all 100% right in your analysis of the Redskins.
Here's the one stat that I saw that I thought was really interesting. Aaron Rodgers with 4, you talked about blitzing, with 4 or less pass rushers. 23 of 25.
4 or fewer pass rushers.
4 or fewer, excuse me, Tufts. 23 of 25, 259 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
Rodgers ended up with 480 yards. He was on pace for a long time to set the NFL record for most passing yards, but they were too far ahead. You know, I'm totally curious what happens to the Redskins as a fan of the Washington football team. I'm trying not to say the team name.
Really? You think they should change it?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
A lot of people aren't saying it. Slate's not using it. Oh, they got to win next week. They got the Lions at home.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
They got the Lions at home, and then they're at the Raiders, and then at the Cowboys, home against the Bears before they play the Broncos. I mean, if they figure it out,
those could easily be 3 of 5.
Yeah, they could go 4. They could win 4 in a row if they figure it out. They could also be 1 and 5.